My name is Lazaro Malek, and this is my explanation for the flat earth theory. Ever since you were a child, you've probably been told and have believed that the earth is a round globe shape, right? I'm sure you also believed in the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus at one point. Most of us did. In this video, I will show you my top 5 main reasons why I believe the earth is flat and is a non-rotating object, and you can decide for yourself. Let's go. Reason number 5, flight patterns.
People always assume, oh, this curved route is because the earth is a ball. So the curve I'm seeing on this square Mercator map, this is because we live on a ball and there's curvature. But that's simply not true at all on any model. It's just not true. The reason why these flight routes are curved is because you're plotting them on a square map. So straight map, right? Square map, curved route. What happens when you curve the map and use the correct map? The flat earth map, the North Pole azimuthal equidistant. Well, when you curve the map, the flight route becomes a straight line. So look at these flight routes. When you go from Beijing to San Francisco, it's a curved route, and then they're coming back down to San Francisco. When you look at this route on the flat earth map, when you plot it, so when you take the plotting from the square map and plot it on the curved map, the plot becomes a straight line. And we know the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. And these airlines are not in the business of being inefficient. Now, when you look at the flight path from Beijing to New York, see how much higher it goes than these other curves, right? Is there more curvature? What's happening is they're going more over the North Pole. See, to go from Beijing to San Francisco, you don't technically have to go across the North Pole. That would be going out of your way. But to go from Beijing to New York, you're going to go much closer to the North Pole. So look at how they plot it on the square, or I should say rectangular Mercator map. People think these curved routes are because the earth is curved, when it's really just a transpositional error. This is what happens when you plot the route on a square map instead of plotting the route on a circular map. It's similar to like what happens to a sine wave and a circle. When you plot the circle on the graph, you get a sine wave.
Reason number 4, Bible scriptures.
It is he who sits above the circle of the earth. Isaiah 40:22. It is like clay under the seal, and its features stand out like a garment. Job 38:14. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep. Proverbs 8:27. He has inscribed a circle on the face of the waters at the boundary between light and darkness. Job 26:10. We have been lied to about this world. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding in its hand the key to the bottomless pit. Revelations 20:1. How does this work? On a spinning ball, flying through space. After this, I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth. Revelations 7:1. Corners on a spinning globe? Hast thou like him spread out the sky, which is strong, as molten looking glass? The sky is strong. Then they said, come, let us build ourselves a tower with its tops to the heaven, and let us make a name for ourselves. Genesis 11:4. Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world. Matthew 4:8. How is this possible? On a spinning ball, flying through space. Heaven is my throne, and the earth my footstool, says the Lord. Isaiah 66:1. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and on them he has set the world. 1 Samuel 2:8. The tree grew and became strong, and it reached to heaven, and it was visible to the ends of the whole earth. Daniel 4:11. And the moon will not give her light, and the stars will fall from heaven. Matthew 24:29. How is this possible? How? Behold, he is coming with the clouds, and every eye will see him. Revelations 1:7.
Reason number 3, no visible curvature.
Is there like a specific angle of downward tilt you have to fly at to
3 degrees.
3 degrees for the curvature of the Earth?
Oh, for the Earth?
Because
No, we just fly over the troposphere.
Really?
Yeah,
But do you have to keep like kind of going down because?
No, they actually have to nose up. They flies.
Really? Because I was reading some stuff on the flat Earth that made a lot of sense. Have you looked into it?
This one?
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat Earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
That's true?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright, cool.
All right.
God bless, brother.
Alright, have a good one.
You too.
I was an airline pilot for Delta for 26 years. A pilot's primary flight instrument is his artificial horizon, which he has to be maintained level to keep from climbing and descending. From a cockpit, weather permitting, I could see hundreds of miles in all directions, viewing cities connected by roads across the flat plain as far as the eye could see.
If a pilot is flying around the curve of the Earth, then he should be dipping the nose down every 5 minutes. He should be dipping the nose down to stay around the curve. That's absolute proof that a plane flies over a flat surface rather than a curved one.
Reason number 2, gravity makes no scientific sense.
The sun is said to be 864,400 miles across. It is also said that the sun is 109 times the diameter of Earth. The sun is said to be so large, in fact, that about 1,300,000 planet Earths can fit inside of it. It is also said that it weighs about as much as 333,000 times as much as Earth. Imagine that. We have managed to weigh the sun from here on Earth. The sun's gravitational pull is what we are told keeps all the planets in their respected orbits. And we are also told that this force called gravity keeps the moon rotating around the Earth. So then the question becomes, when the moon is between the Earth and sun, why does the sun's gravitational pull, which is so great, why does the sun's gravitational pull not then steal away the moon from the Earth? Apparently the sun's gravity is so strong it can hold much larger planets than Earth in its orbit at much further distances. For instance, Jupiter is said to be so large that it is 2.5 times as massive as the rest of the planets in the solar system combined. So if the sun's gravity can hold a massive gas giant like Jupiter in the 5th position of our solar system, then why can't the sun's gravity steal away a tiny moon that is much closer than Jupiter? Are we to believe that the Earth's gravitational pull on the moon is stronger than the sun's gravitational pull? Inconsistencies in the heliocentric model like these easily prove that Newton's so-called law of universal gravitation is entirely false.
Reason number 1. NASA admits there are no real pictures of Earth from space. Why not?
No, not one picture of the Earth. Imagine that. Thousands of satellites supposedly orbiting the Earth. Why can't we get thousands of pictures? One shot with the whole Earth in it. We should have a channel on cable that shows the Earth rotating 24 hours a day, every day. Nope. Let's listen to NASA's very own Robert Simon talk about how we get our fake pictures of Earth.
Last week, scientists at NASA released this. The shot is compiled from data from NASA's VIIRS instrument, which orbits the Earth about every 100 minutes, taking measurements of light coming off the planet. That can be translated into ribbons of imagery like this, and then into one of these. And this is just the latest in NASA's Earth from Space album, which may be one of the most mind-expanding collections of images in human history. Then in 2002, Blue Marble 2.0, NASA's Rob Simon made this. Simon's job is...
It's primarily taking data and making pictures out of it.
That's what this is, a composite of data sets from several different instruments translated into a picture.
So we actually had to take clouds out.
They stashed the clouds for later, went onto the ocean. That came from an instrument that measures phytoplankton in the sea.
Where it was low, I colored it dark blue because they're low mostly in mid-oceans. And then where it was a little bit higher, it was like a little bit brighter green.
Then add the clouds back in.
There's a small problem with it because there's a very slight gap in between each orbit.
So some of those are painted on.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
Then
there was another layer to sort of simulate the atmosphere.
And then there's this little bright spot.
It's called the specular highlight. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of water.
Those are the pieces, but you can't just slap them all together.
It just didn't look realistic. It looks kind of flat, or the clouds are sort of too see-through. So I just hit Command-Z a lot.
There's artistry to creating the world.
What I imagine it to be. Unfortunately, I'm not an astronaut. I've never been to space. But I've looked at these images over and over again, trying to sort of get the essence of it. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
I'd like to take the time to thank everybody for watching this video and ask you to like, share, and subscribe. I hope I've answered any questions you've had, and if not, keep doing your research and figure it out for yourself.
Z to the O Production. Z to the O Production.